saw it here on this channel. I think that's a very interesting result and something to keep in mind moving forward. The fact that Cloud9 lost 2-0 to Space Station. Space Station has been a team that's been on the up and up. They've been looking very, very good of late. They made it into the first strike close qualifier, and the first qualifier they had for UMG, beating FaZe in that decider as well. Was very good there. But beating Cloud9, I think, is a testament, because Cloud9 is a very, very good team. Nobody's going to deny that. Everyone's going to say Cloud9 is one of the best teams in NA. And to take out Cloud9 2-0, that's a huge move for them. Oh, lordy.
And also, I think my mic was muted, too, on top of it. Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
It's just tech issues all the way through. Let's go,
Well,
dude.
at least one of those is easier solved than the other.
Okay, look, this is also true. Here, I'm going to go back to our lovely faces for a second. Dude, that bit was completely ruined. Ah,
yeah.
Man. Ito's muted. Yes, chat, I realize that now. So, yeah, just a little bit of a technical issue. God, that's so messed up.
Ito is muted.
Oh, no! That would have been so funny!
It's okay.
Tell me more.
It adds to your sleepy personality.
It really does, though. All right, well, hey, I'm glad we got it all figured out. Looks like we're not muted anymore. Again, sorry, we have a little bit of a tech pause. Just in case we didn't have enough waiting, we decided to go ahead and, yeah. Now we're going to be back on our faces. It looks like we're finally back into it, Boggs. Okay, cool. We're good. We're done. We're solid. Let's go ahead and actually get into the game this time. Yeah. Not muted. What a nightmare this has already been. We haven't even started the first round.
Let's just double check. Am I muted? Are you muted?
Looks like we're both good. Looks like we're both good.
Okay, good.
Ridiculous stuff. Let's go ahead and actually begin on this pistol, where I'm noticing there's a little bit of aggression out from Catwalk. Otherwise, a lot of emphasis over towards A main, which I really, really like to see from C9, because keep in mind what's going on over at B as well. There's 2 players ready to go ahead and maybe bring the bomb across the map. Interesting.
Look at the aggression coming in from Equinox. They have one coming up short. Paincakes already taken down, but the short flank is coming through, as well as the Jett coming in. Gonna join that short flank. TenZ might get lucky here. Does indeed catch off cutefatboy. Took a little more damage than anticipated, but still wins that duel. Now there's gonna be more damage done, but DXN's actually gonna finish off TenZ. So brings it back to a 4v3, still favoring Cloud9 to that wide open B site. But there's a chance for the retake here from Equinox to discover what's happening. Look at shinobi though, just still sitting out in mid. There's a chance he can do something. It's a good smoke used off too.
It just kind of feels like a little while before we actually see him come online for a while. These are very, very solid post-flank positions for Cloud9 to be in. Plus they have that pincer coming in through B game. And it's an angle that they're not going to check. There's one through mid. 2 actually anchored on the site themselves. But Spice is most definitely able to. 2 kills just like that in a round that's basically now impossible.
Worthless.
dcop will try his might actually pulling it off, but time is of the essence, and it's something that unfortunately he does not have available.
Oh, that makes it worse.
Oh yeah, no, it makes it just. The recon is there, everything is there, including the first round for Cloud9. That is how you get it started. Cloud9, after a disappointing game, after our, what was it, versus Space Station Gaming, where they lost 13-10 twice. Good way to
I think it was 13-11 on the final map.
But,
let me double check. 13-10, 13-11.
There.
Okay, there you have it. Into this next one, though. I'm honestly just kind of keeping my eye, because the thing is, this actually isn't the worst time in the world for Equinox to maybe, if they want to have like a hero Bucky or something stupid like that. It could be good if they're trying to
bomb buddy out. What is this actually for aggressive entry from Relyks? He's gonna be the one finding those opening kills. 3 One enemy remaining
there from Equinox, but that is to be expected. Only pistols. And that's basically all you're going to have, really.
Yep, 2-0 to start things off for Cloud9 as expected after the pistol round victory. The Phantoms up in the hands of Equinox, and still pretty much flawless round, only losing 1 player going to be Bulldogs, Phantoms, and the Spectre out for Cloud9. The lack of full armor on dcop and cutefatboy though is going to be a little interesting here. That could come into factor if an actual hit comes in towards those sites or even on a retake. I'm wondering if anyone's going to get aggressive here from Equinox side. I think Mina's trying to get a little antsy out towards A long. It's just Cypher will not reveal anything. One-way smoke goes in, but actually Mina's picked off TenZ. That's a pretty solid player to take down first if you are Equinox, and that could send them on the road to something good early on. But shinobi's looking out towards middle. Might get caught off by a tripwire though. Has destroyed that tripwire. That's information. Also the information gained that there was a player out towards long, at least one, preferably two. And now that the ult orb has been heard and acquired for Cloud9, things will go a little further. Yeah, I think they're going to still go towards A, and shinobi might just be holding for alert here. I don't know how much he's actually going to do. Hunter's Fury comes through, forcing a player away, but it's not going to connect him to anybody. Mina's in a good spot. Actually, does catch dcop. That's a good one from Vice. In comes Relyks, so that's the spike down. Surely, Mina with another, trying to get more, revealed and eliminated by Vice, who's looking for more towards Heavens. Paincakes has come through at long last. Can he sign for his team? Messy spray, but he wins it on Vice. Spike not yet going down. Mitch just behind the generator, caught out by cutefatboy, and it's all on the shoulders of shinobi, who's been lurking around. First player is going to be DXN, and he actually does win that, but it's a little rough on health now, and I don't think there's much you can do.
Not really much.
Cover going out.
Kind of the problem here, shinobi. Though he has placed down that dark cover, which might be good to find that opening kill. The second one completely evades him. He doesn't have the time to really check all these angles, so it's going to be some rough times. Shinobi, yeah, he's just going to be caught the wrong way, and natural progression, isn't it? That's just how it be. Second round, or excuse me, first round, I should say. Equinox are able to pick it up. Looking pretty solid again. I just want to mention real quick, I'm very aware that there are some audio issues. I'm trying to fix it up a little bit in the back. But, I mean, hey, at least Equinox are fixing up what's going majorly wrong in these early days. But they take some pretty heavy damage while actually pulling it off. That's kind of what's important to note, because heading into this next one, Cloud9 are able to buy up all the artillery that they could basically ever hope for, with the exception of Vice, who does only have a second full armor. It's a bit of a rough one for the side of Equinox. A bit rough around the edges, if you would.
It is indeed, and I think this could be a round to swing things back into the favor of Cloud9. cutefatboy does have a good cam up here, though, for some information. That owl drone should reveal something, too. The spike's still down outside B main, though, so plenty of time to rotate around. Mina has gotten a little aggressive out towards cap, but no information really been shown to anybody on either team, aside from that early owl drone usage towards B main. Things might just slow down and stall out here, but it looks like Cloud9 want to edge their way on towards B and try their luck there again. I think a good old bullseye onto the B side could work out pretty well, though cutefatboy and DXN are going to be here to hold things down.
It is mildly concerning, though, that it's just going to be a 5-man train in towards B. I think they're going to leave themselves very exposed to potentially a player waiting in market. Obviously, they don't realize that it is basically all but deserted at the moment. But
wait, does DXN have a recon bolt?
Doesn't seem like the recon bowl is even going to be the thing to pay attention to. It's going to be cutefatboy waiting right outside of his cyber cage. Unfortunately, he goes down. That begins the assault onto the B bomb site from Cloud9. Shock dart coming through, and DXN right behind it, still finding the kill. But Cloud9 just do a little bit better at keeping themselves even and a little bit in the lead. They get the spike planted. And although Mitch, I have to say, is at least somewhat exposed right now, sitting in B main, all in all, this should be just good enough for C9 to at least have a bit of a problem factor.
Well,
Paincakes making it down from 1v2 to 1v1, but again, this second player is going to evade him. This is what's so strong about the post-plant angles from Cloud9, is that they can just rip and tear at their own pleasure. Gonna go ahead and do them a lot of good. That's 3 rounds now for Cloud9, so they're a third of the way to their namesake.
Yeah, they are. Third of the way to that good old number 9 scoreline, but I think Cloud9 need a win to get back on Cloud9. There's something interesting to note about their last 2 matches they've played. They've both been 2-0 losses. They lost 2-0 to Renegades back on the 7th of this month, and they lost to Space Station, well, like an hour ago. So that's not exactly the most inspiring results. And then if you look back to the 12th of this month, Space Station actually lost Equinox. So maybe a little bit of reaching here, but it's kind of that whole, well, if this team beat this team, then and this team beat that team, then that team could beat this team. Maybe it'll work, but probably not in this round, as TenZ and shinobi are going to get the first 2 kills over towards B main. Paincakes with the sheriff with 1 more. A chance for some of the classic, but dcop will run to his doom. DXN will fall away. Hunter's Fury, though, to come through. Tags 1. Should take down 1. Shinobi, actually, Relyks will save his life. That would have basically eliminated shinobi there, and probably not really equated to much in the overall scheme of things in the round, but still, a kill is a kill, and it helps thin the economy out of the attacking squad. Paincakes, though, just going to go for some exits, it seems. Try and do a little more damage. Maybe catch off shinobi in the end. Okay. Now you see why they wanted Paincakes in the roster.
Definitely a nice little pleasant surprise towards the end, but, you know, again, all in all, I'm not going to try to get too excited. That's only 2 guns found. The ultimates are really starting to stack up at this point from Cloud9. They're probably going to be able to even get their Hunter's Fury as well if they go ahead and maybe extend for that ultimate or for just try to find an early pick, which a lot of the time, at least what we saw versus Space Station Gaming, they're trying to go for early picks. I don't know what to think about this exactly. I mean, really, it's hard to exactly stay super favorable about Equinox at the moment, just because what they're going to be up against, and Cloud9 have been able to completely dominate this early game, but that's a good start. Speaking of the early part of this game, of this round in particular, it's definitely going to be Equinox that I'm keeping my eye on. They're going to be using the Rolling Thunder just to try to buy them some space, but TenZ does it even one better. 2 kills found, and a 3v3 is what we find ourselves in, but that is a high cost of entry for Equinox.
It's a high price to pay. A Rolling Thunder gone through, and it didn't really equate to anything at all. 3v3 here. Cutefatboy trying to make his way in towards Garden, but Vice will shut him down. Massive kill there. Does get tagged down by the shock dart, but he might have another here. No, Mina with the operator drops on down and destroys Vice. Relyks popping up as shinobi with him. It's a double peek onto DXN, who's not able to capitalize on anything. Showstopper to win this round. Mina dodges. Mina gets the first, but Mina is very low and has no ammunition left. Has a good idea where shinobi is sitting as well in a 1v1 duel. Mina just going to drop that spike tap. Mina holding, waiting. It's a time. It's a game of waiting, an opportunity, and shinobi strikes again. That's the second 1v1 shinobi has won in these last few rounds, and shinobi in these 1v1 scenarios just hiding and waiting for the opponents to try and make a move has been impeccable so far. Shinobi has done extremely well so far this game, and Cloud9 are doing extremely well on Ascent, the pick of Equinox, I would like to add. And 5 rounds of the attacking side of Ascent is a no shabby start whatsoever.
Ridiculous stuff. Cloud9 just incredibly angry after losing to Space Station Gaming like that.
Cover going out.
Showing off, getting a little bit of revenge. At the moment, though, it's all quiet on the Western Front. They kind of spread themselves out a lot here. Cloud9. Interesting stuff, though. I'm keeping an eye on this aggro peak that I believe dcop is one going for outside of A main. Look at this. He's just about to run into TenZ, and he does. Unfortunately, it was a kill so nasty it had to be censored, taken off screen. But that is pretty much the best start that Cloud9 could have hoped for. Again, they can just kind of collapse around these ultimates. That Hunter's Fury now definitely in effect. TenZ doubles up and actually gets another one, still over towards the A bomb site. So now Equinox, obviously they're going to try the best they possibly can, but right now it's not seeming very favorable. Full rotation from the bomb out and over towards A. Also, again, want to keep in mind, yes, I am aware there are some audio issues. We are fixing that as we speak, so, you know, go ahead and work with us. There's a 90-second delay, so be very, very aware of that. It definitely seems that Cloud9 are aware about every potential issue that Equinox could possibly try to throw into Cloud9's way. It's a skank shutdown. I mean, really, there is just nothing to be done. Equinox are losing individual fights. It's still very early days, though. I want to be very, very cautious of that fact. Is that Equinox, I mean, look, they've made it here for a reason. Sure, they had a very tough 2-0 loss to Luminosity Gaming just in their past game, which was, I believe, what was it, 13-6 and then 13-11? They're getting there. I mean, quite honestly, I don't know. On an upwards trend for a team that I think a lot of players, a lot of teams weren't even considering to be high contenders to make it this late deep in tournaments. They've been surprising.
Yeah, they have. They've been definitely a solid team, but Cloud9 is considered a top 3 team in North America, and I think that's where things really get scary for Equinox. Is that's their opponent in the lower bracket of the first strike qualifier. Loser goes home. And the fact that Cloud9 is in the lower bracket as it stands is a very strange occurrence. So they have their backs up against the wall too. They're trying to battle it back here. Oh, that's a duel Paincakes needs to win. Shinobi capitalizes on it though. Doesn't take a lot of damage either. Out towards Catwalk. Dcop drops Shinobi though. Trades it back, but trades favor the attacking side. Nobody else pushing in from Cloud9 just yet though. And a bit of a fade away coming in from the cat control by Equinox. Dcop going to fade away and regroup with cutefatboy. The B hit does look to be in. Mina does have the operator poised and ready for this B site take. No flashbang in, but he should have a recon dart coming in soon. Hunter's Fury, actually. Mina not connecting that first. They know the operator's around. The blades have been popped. The blade storm is out. Can the blades catch anything? No. Relyks sassels in towards sight. It's a full-on retake setup being played by Equinox, and this could go extremely messily. The spike's going to go down here. Mina needs something to open things up. They're all coming in from CT spawn. It's going to be a grudge fest here. Spikes, blades going out. TenZ and Mitch, 2 kills in for more. Relyks chimes in for 1 more. It's all left on cutefatboy. The retake goes amiss. Nobody finding anything for Equinox. Tripwire destroyed, but now his head has also been destroyed. cutefatboy and Cloud9, the Brazil scoreline 7-1, and this is a no breaks on the pain train right now for Cloud9 as Equinox are getting bullied inside and out on whatever site they go. I can't help but wonder maybe they needed to fight that site a little bit more, get at least 1 kill on that initial site take, because 4 players defending B site on the Ascent, it's very hard to take away from that.
And once again, the economy is just going to be basically entirely broken for Equinox. They're going to have sheriffs to buy up pure half armor on basically everybody who's not named Paincakes, so you can expect them maybe to buy up an operator come round 9. But at the moment, yes, it is the Brazilian scoreline, and there seems to be a Brazilian different things going wrong for the side of Equinox at the moment. But, you know, try as they might, I don't think this is a round that they're going to go ahead and try to get, you know, number 2 on the board. There's definitely a shot, though, knowing how Equinox have already fully rotated over towards A to try to match the aggression level that Cloud9 are currently dictating. Taking a gander at the minimap, it definitely seems like there's a big pivot, a little more passive, so maybe having second thoughts about actually committing towards A. Interesting. Keep in mind what they're doing at the moment. They're giving up a lot of potential space. There could be someone, you know, aggro out mid or something like that, and they'd be none the wiser. Again, though, completely holding strong. Equinox should be rewarded for their efforts. Spike is just about to make its way over towards A, but keep in mind, there's a teleport. That teleport could easily be used. Once they clear out the B-bomb site, I would not be surprised at all to see just a full-on ultimate usage over. So fake EA, go ahead and bring it towards the other site. And there it is.
Here it comes.
But wait. I actually need to pop it just yet. There it is. Over towards...
Oh!
Right onto A they go. Oh my god, that is so aggressive. But I absolutely love it. Mina, unfortunately, is going to be able to catch them.
Look at the time!
The wrong way.
Look at the time!
No, I
They
mean...
just have to hide!
Wait.
They just have to hide! It's over!
Wait, what happened to the bomb?
No! Spike's down! Shinobi teleported onto site with it.
Oh my god, he still had the bomb for all that?
Yes!
Where was the... Oh, I'm lost.
Enemy remaining.
What?
What was
Why? Why?
I was baffled. I literally didn't think that was going to happen at all. Okay.
I don't understand.
Ridiculous antics in round number 9, but we try to collect ourselves. Equinox on a eco round will somehow manage to win by the clock alone.
I will say that dash by Mina to get the kill onto Shinobi won that round.
It did, but at the same time, I feel like, why was there no capital? No. But, whatever. We'll have to go ahead and talk about that one a little bit more. This is just ridiculous of a way to start. Lots of emphasis over towards B. Make sure not to drop that spike too far away now. I need to make sure to actually keep my eye on it. The one time I look away, the one time I let down my guard, it gets dropped, and again, they win by time alone. Otherwise, though, I think you can just say that's kind of a blemish on the otherwise wonderful streak that Cloud9 have been on. It's still 2-7, mind you. So we still have the chance for a Barcelona, don't we?
Yes, we do. That scoreline brings me pain. Not on the level of up mine when we were mentioning the Brazil scoreline, but that one still brings me a level of pain and suffering.
He's up there a good amount. Actually, whoa, that recon dart barely doesn't spot Mitch.
That's
Look at this.
insane.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna catch off the Omen.
Absolutely everything that he could want here. Shinobi elsewhere will find the opening kill. That's over towards Catwalk, baiting out the
30
utility.
seconds left.
Now Markets belongs completely to them. What in the world are some of these takes right now? Cloud9 maybe taking it a bit too smart for themselves here. Luckily they have the kills to back it up though. That was something they most definitely did not have in round number 9, but TenZ is looking a lot more spotless. 1 on 4 for Mina to overcome. But I wouldn't imagine he even tried to go for this one here. Again, economically, things are going to be in shambles. Shambolic, if you would.
Yeah, I think it's just bad. Right, it's just bad. There's no other way. There's no sugarcoating this for Equinox. It is just bad right now. 8-2, a good chance for a 9-2. And now the hunt's going to be on for Mina. Does not have a dash, does not have an updraft, only has the cloud smokes, and I don't think there's much that Mina can do to really stay alive here, depending on the time.
Mina should be good to hold on to this operator though, and that could be.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, they're okay. That's what I was worried about. That's also what I was worried about.
Oh my god!
Holy, Mina's got to be counting his lucky stars right now, living right.
Killing me here. Well, indeed, it looks like the Barcelona has come online. 8-2, but a very heavy cost for Equinox to have the meme scoreline. Mina does just barely manage to hold on to that operator, so you will see a force around it. Phantoms, Spectre, and probably just a Sheriff half armor. Yep, or full armor, actually, for DXN. Very, very good news for me.
It's still not the best of times, though.
Of course, definitely not. Again, things are still very, very depressing for the Equinox camp. Considering how this half has already gone, I mean, 8-4 being their best possible chance. Even that seems relatively dim. Dcop, though, could find a nice early entry over towards Cat, being sure not to expose himself too early, and there's a paranoia that could come in through mid, maybe buy him a little bit of space, but he'll back off before that even becomes a factor. So he's safely away, taking some shots, though. It's not going to be free of charge. Winning the damage game, at least in this early situation, will be the side of Equinox, but Cloud9 pretty much overwhelmingly should hold on to these ultimates and probably make something out of it. That Blade Storm in TenZ, I don't know, that in itself is a very scary sight. I'm trying to think.
Right here.
I mean, what's the best move for C9 at the moment? Do they try to split things up?
At this point, I don't think C9 need to be all that concerned with anything. They don't even need to be concerned with getting rounds on the board.
30 seconds.
They've already got 8 on the attacking side of Ascent. What more do you need?
Shadows traveling.
Already, everything else is just icing on the cake. I wanted to talk to you about what do you think the road is for Equinox to bring this back? At 4 rounds, what is their road to victory? Is there a road to victory for Equinox, and how much do they have to do on their map pick? Here comes cutefatboy. This could be huge, but it's not. It falls shy, but oh yes, Cloud9 pulling a Navi 2015. There's no time. I don't know if they can get the spike down. Relyks might just manage him. Oh, no!
No, they don't!
dcop! That's a massive play. They're shutting down the spike carrier in the nick of time. And then the follow-up spray on the Shinobi. Massive work there from dcop. And out of the 3 rounds that Equinox have won, 2 have come because Cloud9 have hit the site with about 15 seconds or less on the clock.
What in the world?
This is some of the slowest gameplay I've ever witnessed.
Right there.
Doesn't remind. I mean, think about just the sheer amount of ultimates invested into that one too. The Blade Storm, and also I believe the Showstopper. And for what?
I believe so too.
Rolling Thunder, at least to stave off the inevitable early A push. But I don't think C9 want to even bother pushing off of that. Rolling Thunder seemed a bit preemptive, but at least stay strong on early round. Again, keeping an eye on the radar here. I'm noticing how the CT setup is adjusting time and time again. You notice that there is DXN who's ready to help out Paincakes by mid. But I'm not not sure. Again, like, I don't think this is going to be a factor. Based off of how C9 have been playing some of these rounds, they move incredibly slow. Oh, but this is a good crossfire. Look at this over towards mid. This could actually be nasty if C9 actually decide to go into the meat grinder here. Paincakes will be first, and spotted by the recon dart makes things ever more scary. That's going to be a free kill for him. Complete backup, go over towards Catwalk now, where there's a complete skirmish! Again, it's too nasty dcop. He ends it before anybody can even tell what's going on. That was such a shift, such a crazy adjustment
30 seconds left.
from Cloud9, and it caught everybody off guard except seemingly dcop. He's going to be able to trade himself out for 4 kills, still staying alive at 41.
Switching sides.
It's ridiculous. Again, I mean, look, Cloud9 still hold the lead, but in such a weird fashion, you have to admit.
It's bizarre. It is definitely bizarre. There is no other way to slice it. It is strange. The way that Cloud9 started playing towards the middle and end portions of that half was so passive, it was overly confident. Like, you know what? We can just hit the site with about 10 seconds, it's fine, we'll win. Well, it didn't work out that way.
If you would.
And then and then in the last round too, they decided to go up mid, set it against that, rotated back to Catwalk, but there was so much map control for Equinox, it just came to nothing at all in the end. Here they come though, Cloud9 trying to hold down that B site. It's gonna come through. Mitch with the first on the mina. The spam is coming through. The players are just rushing up the short. And Paincakes actually does eliminate Relyks, but still, okay, finally Mitch does fall. Does a lot of damage on the dcop though. Spike should be going down relatively quickly. 4v3, but look at the health. 3 players on Cloud, or rather Equinox in the red. Vice already going for some opening kills. Here has one more. Shinobi and Vice picking off a couple. Shinobi now moving up. The health is low on all these last 3. 1 shots to the body, I do believe, at least on Paincakes and DXN. Recon bolt destroyed, but revealing the position. Paincakes takes advantage of it. Vice falls down, and Shinobi 1v3, not very likely considering the positioning and the time. The health would make it a little more, so just 1. Paincakes 3 kills in this round, and Equinox, that's a very critical round for them to win. Keeps them in this game, gives them a chance at life here. Can they make something happen with it?
Times again, that's just the only thing I can really keep my eye on when I see a lot of these. Is this at Equinox? I don't even feel like they particularly have to do anything crazy. They can stick to their usual. Whoa. Check out the second round setup from C9 on their save. I'll get to what I was saying about how Equinox aren't really shifting their setup, but C9 most definitely are. We saw it towards the end of that first half. Second half gets off to a wonderful blistering start for them, where they can end up staying alive with 3 players towards the end of actually getting that spike down. And this should be their reward. They are rewarded handsomely. Walking into them, TenZ gets a parting blow, but still overwhelmingly in favor of the team in red. But you see the backup here. I mean, again, you have to consider what they're working with here. Not much. See, incredibly apparent right there. The classics, basically pea shooters at a range like that. And unfortunately for the side of C9, they will be completely dismantled. Wonderful pivot from Equinox though. They decide not to completely temper it. Decide to run over to B entirely. Beautiful, nice move from them. But I mean, it's clean. It really, they're just trying to minimize damage that they take on an eco like this. They know how scary C9 can be. You know, if you actually have the time, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find a little bit of stats here, because
yeah, go ahead.
I want to say that C9 have some of the best eco round stats.
I would not be surprised. I mean, you have guys like TenZ and Mitch and Vice that can all hit some insane shots with pistols, and doesn't look like they'll be doing much here, though. Maybe Mitch can catch a couple on the exits here. Gonna run into a few. No, Paincake shuts him down, and Vice, the last alive here. Spectre in hand. Might have a chance for more than 1. Gets taken down a little bit more, and Paincakes will grab a 4th. That's 3 and 4 in the last 2 rounds. Paincakes really starting to come alive here, and it's closing the gap for Equinox, too, most importantly. The Cloud9 should have their full buy coming up here pretty quickly.
Most definitely should.
See, Phantoms, Vandals.
keep in mind at the same time, this is going to be kind of a pivot round. Probably one of the most important that we've seen of this entire time, and really what Equinox have for it is still kind of this interesting buy. Obviously, it's just kind of out of necessity more than actual desire, but you know, they have the Bulldogs to work with. They still have a Stinger on deck. Not feeling all too bold, but I think, considering how Equinox have been playing these early games, if they try to once again extend for maybe pizza control or into market or something, they could definitely find something. At this point, I mean, Cloud9 has so many VODs of them, you can definitely tell where they like to shift their defensive rotations. Walking all the way up, they just might greet Shinobi as first contact. Good smoke down.
Shadows traveling.
And it looks actually that Equinox decided to push the advantage over towards Catwalk, but it's completely dismantled with just with a couple of bullets by TenZ. Nice little cleanup here, but again, I'm not going to try to get all too excited because I'm very well aware of the fact that Equinox are working with inferior artillery. Although, with said inferior artillery, cutefatboy is able to find a very vital entry onto A, but it's easily traded out. Ultimate going to be used to completely bring
One enemy remaining.
towards B, and I was keeping that on the radar. I saw that one. Just went all the way towards Boathouse, and
30
unfortunately
seconds left.
didn't do much of anything. Just kind of used it to feed into the beast over at B. Leaving
Didn't
DX all
have
by his
the
own self.
spike though.
They don't, but I mean, do you really think he's going to be able to get this down? There's someone just completely eyeing the smoke, and even if he were to die, there's another one watching.
Yeah, I'm a little curious as to why that teleport was taken. Because even if you have that information, the site's clear, I didn't think they had enough time to really rotate over.
If they're going knives out, do they not?
It may be, but it's still, you get caught in rotation in middle, you're screwed. So there's such a high margin for error there that I don't know if it was worth it necessarily. I think maybe if it was an info teleport and then go back towards A, but even then you could teleport on towards A for the information. So I question that one a little bit there. And it does go the way of Cloud9. I saw the buy, I didn't necessarily recognize what the buy was. Looks like it's rifles though coming in from Equinox here. And we should be seeing them with a pretty good round, good chance for victory here. But they need to win this round if they want to have a chance at all in this map. I feel like if they lose this round, it's going to be 11 on the board for Cloud9, then only 2 more required to put this one in the bag. Equinox's map pick. Map number 2 is going to be Split. Yeah. So definitely a map that Cloud9 do have a good idea of how to play. So they can take Ascent. I think Cloud9 should have the Series 2-0 in the bag. Equinox, though, they need to make these rifles work. They need to make them sing. Not going to clear out towards CT. Instead, they're just going to push on the site. Mina drops Mitch. That's the first kill. Spike should be going down, but Vice through the smoke catches off dcop and through the wall as well. It's a good one to start things off on a trade, and Mina already low. Makes things a little bit easier. Spike finally going down, but the rotations are coming through. 3 players coming in through market, and perhaps Mitch will join them.
Do they even... I mean, really all I'm thinking at the moment is how much do Equinox actually try to dedicate to this resource? Because this is still a very tough round to win. Take a look at Mina in particular, basically bleeding internally. Drone can be used early here, and this Logs position could be vital. No, but he's spotted, and that's my big worry. Why have they dealt with him? What? You saw him but didn't kill him? It was all on camera. Oh, that is brutal. That's going to be going on World Star Hip Hop. Absolutely nasty fight taking place at B. What? Okay, one makes sense, but you should... Again, it's baffling at some points.
It's not the first time we've seen Cloud9 lose to a situation like that either. And that's worrisome. That's extremely worrisome moving forward. That keeps this game. That was a round that Cloud9, they would have won, would have put them on the fast track to victory. Instead, it's rifles up again for both sides, although I believe Mina's just going to be relegated to a frenzy here. Overall, though, Cloud9 lose this round. Okay, TenZ has the blades out. So that's going to be TenZ's rifle for the round. But to go back to what I was saying, if Cloud9 loses this round, it's a tie game. We're tied at 9-9, surely, unless they win a force-up or a pistol round, which odds are they won't. So what just happened for Cloud9 is that they could have potentially thrown away a fast track to victory instead of be playing from a tie 9-9 score line. And then we start to get some deja vu to what we saw against Space Station on this very map.
This is true. Ended up being so depressing if you're a C9 fan. But they still barely hold on to a lead, as you mentioned. 9-7. Something to work with. Dodging that drone as well, I think, is pretty important for TenZ to be trying to keep an eye on. And what is this? Complete rotation from our boys on Equinox. They'll gather up. Look, they're making a nice conga line towards B. But we've seen this setup crumble from C9 previously. They managed to overtake the without too many issues. Mitch, probably the first victim. Won't be the first one this time, though. As he hides over towards Boathouse, Mina will lead the charge right on in with Spectre in hand. Just bunny hopping around. Now Mina will pop the knives, actually do some real damage. But C9 are the bearers of bad news. As they completely turn away Equinox, they will find themselves on double digits. And look, Boggs, if you said this was a pivotal round, if you didn't want to see Deja Vu against Space Station, that was the round that C9 definitely needed.
Oh, yeah. That's an emphatic victory from C9 and a very good one we needed to see from them. It's a great hold and backside there, taking down the Blade Storm from Mitch. That's an absolutely critical hold. TenZ chimes in with a couple of his own on the knives and puts Cloud9 back in the driver's seat. This is going to be a very broken buy coming in from Equinox now, too. 2 stingers on Paincakes and Mina. Your 2 players at the top of the scoreboard are on the cheapest SMG in the game. That is not a good sign if you are Equinox. And now their road to victory gets ever harder. Relyks wins that opening duel against dcop and more damage taken. A second to the smoke there for Relyks. And TenZ will chime in for one more. Cloud9 looking to put a bow on this match and send it to map number 2. Only 2 left for the side of Equinox. And the balance is crumbling for them. This is getting real bad for them.
There remains a chance, though.
There is always a chance.
Towards B has been their better bet between the two, but being spotted towards top mid really kind of telegraphs some of their at least immediate ideas of what they want to pull off. Since one was spotted towards top mid, I'm surprised there's no aggression coming from the C9 side. But, you know, that's a kind of discipline that we need to see. Not trying to be doing any careless measures. Cloud9 hold back on site and just wait for Sova and Jett to walk into their crosshairs, excuse me. It's really rough times for Equinox. I think saying that or saying otherwise would just be denial of facts. But unfortunately, the facts do indeed come to fruition, and that will be the big problem. Cloud9, it's 7-11. And my God, it honestly feels a little bit more one-sided in these past few times. Equinox, they've been able to squeak away, at least with a couple of kills, but in these past 3, I'd argue, it has been incredibly one-sided. I'm not sure how C9 have exactly shifted their setups. They've done that crossfire over towards A main a number of times, which I feel like has done them a lot of good. But maybe it feels like now Equinox just seem a little bit lighter on their actual pushes. That should be changing, though, come this round. They have now the Hunter's Fury to try to maybe prod for an early pick. That Rolling Thunder, which could be good just to really press W into his sight or something of the sort. There it is, Rolling Thunder right on cue. Will try to overwhelm. Catches out Vice, the Hunter's Fury right behind it. Should be able to squeak a kill out of it. No dice just yet, but Mina has taken that map control. Absolutely vital map control at that. First kill actually comes in the form of C9, though, so Blue will fill the kill feed for the time being. And Boggs, we have a real round on our hands.
That's a great bit of information there. On to the Cypher, tucked underneath. TenZ swings for 1. Traded up by cutefatboy. That neural theft could be absolutely huge. The Ascent chimes in for another. Spotted on the Raptors. Not going to count for anything just yet. Relyks chimes in with 1 more. dcop going for the fault line, trying to capitalize on it. cutefatboy with 3. It's a 1v1 here. And the health might have favored Vice, but it will not go his way. dcop with a stinger strikes for Equinox and keeps Cloud9 off of map point. Equinox are still in this one here, folks. 3 rounds separating these 2 teams, but buy for Cloud9 should still be substantial here. Everybody but Relyks looking to have a rifle. Actually, no, even Relyks can get a rifle if he goes for light armor. And then you look over at the side of Equinox. They have a couple bulldogs. That is not exactly what you want to have when every single round is a must-win scenario for you. Equinox, though, they do come alive with something critical right there. This time it's cutefatboy to heavy hit right there against Cloud9. And see if Equinox can build upon that, edging their way towards A once more.
That's the thing, you know? It's just such an expensive investment for Equinox, even after winning the round, still have to go ahead and take a couple of, you know, unfortunate sacrifices just to try to make ends meet. managed to get really great map control for what they have currently invested. Every last dollar put into this round, and what they can show for it is a spike just about planted and an opening kill. Traded right back though, of course, will be TenZ. Seemingly always appearing in the kill feed, forces Equinox to go for a much safer plant, but this means that's going to be much tougher for the post plant. You can now see C9 getting just about in position to go ahead and retake. Strong positions don't seem to actually be doing the job so far. Mitch has a real job on his hands. Spotted one with a camera, but he's not looking over towards A main where he desperately needs to. The Cypher cage is down, and you feel like that buy him some more time. He's actually able to get a kill behind the flashbang, but Equinox still, they hold on. Again, if just barely. That's always the phrase that I want to fall back on. Still heavy damages taken. What was that, 3 guns, I believe, taken out of their hands?
It was indeed.
Those are going to have to be reinvested. If you want to make a comeback happen, it's not the most easy recipe to follow, but you're going to have to do your best here.
Cloud9 did not have a lot of money. Cloud9 do not have a lot of money. This is the chance for Equinox now. TenZ does have the blades, though, and well, we've seen him do very good work with them so far.
Get out of my way.
There we go. Bladestorm popped for TenZ to start things off. Equinox playing very passive, aware of the economic situation that Cloud9 are in right now. They're not going to get gifted anything for free, though. Very smart by Cloud9 to not over-aggress. TenZ goes for a good old jump, trying to catch out dcop. The smoke, the dark cover will fade. And now it seems that Equinox are going to start working their way towards A after that initial engagement, that initial peak for info did not catch anything off. The heavy rotation back towards B. Cloud9 could get caught from this, but they still have TenZ and Vice here. Owl drone going out towards Cat. Will not spot anything with that sound cue. Will give a little information to the Equinox side. Now, Cloud9 are going to rotate back towards A. This is interesting. They've seen nothing on either side, and they're electing to stack towards A. The Cypher cam is what they'll trust. From the shadows comes in, though. Can Paincakes get anything done with this teleport? Still just sitting under. Roomba goes through to clear him out. Will not capitalize. Here comes Vice, though. Huge opening frag to start things off. Trade coming back. cutefatboy with 2. Relyks with another. DXN, though, on site, holding things down from Generator. Paincakes finishes off shinobi, and it's all down to Mitch. He hasn't exactly had the most kills, but he's had some pretty critical ones right now. 1v2, and this is actually relatively doable. Very low health on Paincakes. And if there's a picked up rifle for good old Mitch, you can definitely make things happen here. They're not watching his angle properly either. Mitch could win this round. Spike does go down, though, and that should just about signal the end of it. Oh, Bulldog out. That could have been dangerous. Both players low now. Out because his camera doesn't go the right spot, though. Mitch, chances for 1. It's the head. 1v1 now against cutefatboy, who's really heated up in the last few rounds. Mitch shuts him down. Cloud9 moved to map point. Mitch in the 1v2. That picked up Bulldog, saves the round for him. And Cloud9 will retain their lead, and even more so, move on to heading to split with 1 more round victory. What a play from Mitch, though. What an absolute critical round to clutch out. Might be at the bottom of the scoreboard, but his impact has been extremely huge for the Cloud9 squad.
It's critical and also a complete heartbreaker. Equinox had that round in the palm of their hands, but unfortunately at the last possible moment, Mitch, the sneaky sly dog himself, does actually manage to pull it out. The most pivotal moment again, I should mention. That would have completely demolished C9. Maybe mentality-wise as well, but it's just, God, what a perfect moment to strike. Huge ups to Mitch. Keeps things in relatively standard form right now. Cloud9, now again they're on map point. Important to remember that one. Equinox will just be trying to quicken up the pace here, running over towards A, but this is exactly what Cloud9 are going to be very prepared for. Showstopper in over towards A main. Cloud9, well, I was going to say, maybe we'll have TenZ go in to try to make things a little bit more dicey, but he will die as a result of it. Maybe that's some good information found, though. He knows that there's at least 1 player waiting over towards Wine. Barrel threat in for good measure. What's the next move? Sit, line, wait. 9. Actually do get the spam. Excuse me, it's Nox. Our boy, dcop. Find that first one. But again, you have to remember at this point, what's the next pivot for Equinox Esports here? They're still all gathered up outside of A main. C9 basically have a majority of their players ready to stop this one. Relyks is in such an aggressive position where I could actually see this going kind of either way at this point.
One thing I've noticed about Equinox, they don't rotate
30
around.
seconds left.
They just go to one side. That Rolling Thunder could be huge. That eliminates the whole right side of the map. Spray from Relyks, though, it's actually going to be Vice to open things up. DXN eliminates that aforementioned Raze, and dcop follows up on a Vice. It's all down to Mitch, this time in a 1v3. Spike is going down, so he has plenty of time to make his way in towards the A site. Climbing up through heaven, low HP on all three players. Headshots on all three would definitely do the job. And dcop is extremely low. They're all just huddling up under heaven, though. This is a very good crossfire potential, especially since there's no chance of clearing out the position with utility. The neural theft is in hands for Mitch, but I don't think he'll be able to use that at all. Mitch trying to drop down. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to win this. There's too many players to clear at the same time. Nobody's going to be able to win one. If they peek alone, Mitch will win this. Surely, they're peeking alone. Mitch goes back, but he doesn't have his gun out. He waited he peeked too early. He didn't wait long enough. DXN wins that duel so low on health, but it keeps him alive. It keeps Equinox alive here on their pick. And somehow, some way, Equinox have not gone quietly into the night yet. They will continue to stay and fight here. It's not going to be the best of buys, Kieran. In fact, it's far from it. But the same could be said for Cloud9. This is one of the weirdest economies I've ever seen in the late game, where both teams are on very broken buys.
Yeah, but keep in mind, there's a lot to kind of digest about this one. Vice has that Hunter's Fury, that could be huge in of itself. There's some aggressive action coming from C9, a set play out over towards A main. There's that Hunter's Fury in, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to be able to find anything. The angle isn't exactly exquisite. Hunter's Fury will actually come in from Equinox, though. It's going to now be late rotations for C9 trying to hold on, but at this point, again, you have to maybe weigh the options. Do you actually want to bother going for this one, or do you hold on to said ultimates? Do you just try to get some exits if you possibly can? Well, maybe now is going to be a very good time to save those guns, isn't it? Forcefully evicted from the site. There you have it. Good cleanup, Equinox. Going to be able to find 11 here, but I'm not going to get too excited. That was against pistols. Now do it again versus rifles, bring it to OT, then we can actually start about you winning. But for now, C9 are going to have a very stacked economy. They'll still have that Hunter's Fury. They're going to have the Neural Threat as well, which I'm not even sure if that's going to be all too fundamental of a factor considering how Equinox have been pushing, but I don't know. Again, this could be real scary.
I'm scared for Cloud9, and for Equinox, they have all this momentum right now. They are just trying to bully around on sites. They're winning some of their aim duels. Paranoia comes through this direction. Yeah, Paranoia and Dark Cover going through. It's going to be a full-on rush towards B. Equinox really pushing the pace here. Tracking Dark going to be removed by Mina, and he'll continue through that smoke momentarily here. Dark Cover down as well. It's Mitch in the boathouse trying to get something done. Shock Dart Cypher Cage is up. Nothing working out just yet. Blind sprays from everybody, and it's Mina to open things up on towards Mitch. TenZ rings through, and it rings true on a dcop through the wall. That's huge. Out towards market, we have Shinobi trying to make his way in. cutefatboy holding the angle, but Shinobi wins that duel. Out towards B main, though, DXN swings 2 kills for him, and it brings it to a 3v2. 1 player advantage to the side of Equinox. Drops that recon bolt too, will not recover any information off of that, however. Mina still holding towards control room wall, keeping an eye on things, holding the close peek. Swing comes in from Vice, wins that duel. No trade yet from DXN either. Health is low for him. Vice mows him down with a frenzy, and it's all down to Paincakes in a 1v2 to stay alive in this map. Their own map pick. Health is low. The chance is here, but his location has been revealed. He muffed that first kill. Paincakes fully through the box, and Cloud9 take the pick of Equinox here. In the nick of time, the defuse comes through, and 13-11 will be your scoreline.
Oh my lord, and for the most part too, I feel like Equinox played that round really well. Until it came to that post plant where they had definitely some major issues to iron out. It's rough to see. You know, Equinox, unfortunately, just at the last possible moment,